Greetings, salutations. Today, I am led to talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of those topics that is commonly covered through different theologies and different course lines of emotional work, shadow work. So today, I'm going to be giving my dissertation on the importance of forgiveness, but also how to forgive and how to apply forgiveness to situations even thereafter you have already forgiven initially. The reason why I wanted to emphasize on how to apply forgiveness on situations that you have already, initially forgave is because oftentimes when forgiveness is taught, when it's talked about, it is in a way that is like a band-aid or a one-stop shop, meaning you forgive somebody, you forgive a situation, and then boom, you're just in this restoration. What I have learned personally in my experience is that forgiveness is something that should be worked like a muscle, and the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Meaning, you may go through a situation that causes you to know that you need to forgive. And so you initially, forgive, you start that process. But it's just that, a process. Sometimes it is a longer process. Other times it's more simple. I like to think about it as somebody stepping on a shoe. Let's say we're in line and somebody steps on my shoe. These are my running shoes. They're dirty, they're mucky. It doesn't really matter. But at the same time, you stepped on my shoes. So I'm kind of, holding a little bit of grudge. This is just human nature. A person says sorry, that is their invitation for you to forgive them. Now, even if you say that you forgive them in that moment, it's okay, you can still take it home and be like, man, I can't believe that person stepped on my shoe. What, am I invisible? Did they not see me? You start to go through these emotions. You start to see how that situation affected you. And so you still have to continue to apply the forgiveness that you already gave. And really, that's when the forgiveness starts, is once you understand, you accept how it made you feel, and then you release and you let go. And so then you are able to go on a mending process, a healing process of that. Now, I am using a very small example, but let's up the ante, right? Let's say these shoes are sentimental. Let's say that a very special person gave me these shoes and I'm on the way to go see them, and you stepped on my shoe and your shoes were dirty now, and now my shoe is dirty. Now we can see how this can become a little bit more complex, and it may even mean that we need to have more forgiveness applied. Let me digest that though. Let me dissect that. Forgiveness applied does not mean in quantity. It is more so in the depth or the recognition of the pain, the trauma, the trigger that the action or the person has caused. Right? So they say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you. You go through those initial emotions, and then when they bubble up later, because now you still got to go to that dinner with the person who bought you these shoes, who they're very special to you, right? Oh my gosh, what happened? Well, I just got you those shoes. Man, so now you're reliving it again. So now this is another opportunity for you to express forgiveness again, as many times as you need to, until you feel like you are healed. This is something that is not often talked about. We are sometimes taught that healing or forgiveness essentially is you just need to forgive, just let it go. But it's not always that simple. Sometimes situations calls for more in-depth healing. And that is okay. It is a journey. It is a process. But you are worth that journey, and you are worth that process, and your healing, your deliverance, your restoration, and all the good things that come with forgiveness and letting go, you are worthy of. Okay. Now let's up the ante again, because maybe that's like a middle situation. Maybe you're still like, I don't need no forgiveness, But I am using very small ideas so that they're universal. Everybody wears shoes, but also so that they you can see the dynamics in the different situations without really triggering somebody by using things that are considered to be a bigger deal in our society, right? I'm just using shoes. So next would be a more severe case, okay? Let's say you are a sneakerhead. That means you're somebody who loves shoes. It is one of your favorite hobbies, one of your passions, right? And you get the shoes that you have always wanted. It is the last pair. It is a limited release, and you wear them out. All right, let's say you take that chance, you wear them out for the first time. So it's your first time wearing them out. You're standing in line, somebody steps behind, and they don't see you, they step on your shoe. Hey man, you stepped on my shoe, right? They turn around, they have this stank face, they could care less, right? You're like ready to throw balls because this is like somebody popping you in the face. This is essentially equivalent to this person physically or verbally accosting you. You have all your emotions triggered in this moment. This is traumatic to you, and the person doesn't care. The person doesn't offer their condolences. They don't try to apologize, even though their muddy shoes has, let's say their shoes were muddy, right? Their muddy shoes have left a mark on your shoe that will be there forever. Now, let's say you get out of that interaction and you now have internalized the way the person has made you feel, the way the situation has caused you to feel, and you have this growing grudge, not just of that person, but of every potential person. So you take these shoes off that mean so much to you, and you never wear them again. You will rather them sit in a box in your closet, knowing that they're safe, underneath mounds and mounds of other shoes that you'll never feel safe with, and you just wear slippers, or you wear flip-flops, or you wear something that you don't mind getting stepped on. Because now every time you go outside, you are expecting to be stepped on. You are expecting for people to not care about your passions or about your appearance or about the things that are important to you, and you are expecting people to be callous and careless. Oftentimes, when we are victims of abuse, misuse, neglect, abandonment, these lower vibrational interactions, this is how we treat ourselves. We lock ourselves in and we hide ourselves from the world because we are afraid of having a similar interaction. Now, the power of forgiveness is releasing. Because as long as we're holding on, that situation will always be with us. We're bringing it around with us. Okay? And so we're going to see that potentially we're probably going to keep getting stepped on because we're holding it. It's in our aura. It's in our mind. We're seeking it out by, even though it's a fearful seeking, we're still seeking it out. Oh, I better not step too close to this person because they're going to step on me. And then a person out of your way that you didn't even see comes and steps on you. Oh my gosh, now I need to be unaware because people keep stepping on me. And what is it about me that makes me step on and misused or whatever, right? We can see how this example can intensify, can cause a reaction that is a little bit deeper than the one that we had said before. But all of these have the same solution. There is just a different type of quality, a different type of in-depthness that is necessary to apply. Okay? But we have to have compassion and know that whether it was the first scenario, the second scenario, or this third scenario, each one of these is deserving of the process of forgiveness. Each one. It doesn't matter if you just simply got your shoes stepped on and the shoes didn't even matter to you, but it still happened. You are still worthy of finding forgiveness for those things and letting go. Now, let's define forgiveness 10 minutes into the video, right? Forgiveness, to me, these are my definitions that I have, worked on, tried and true, okay? Forgiveness is surrender. It's letting go. It is allowing yourself to become free of the things that have happened to you, the interactions, the people, the unpleasantness, the things that have clouded your better judgment. It is releasing those things. Surrendering. Letting go. In order to receive. What is it that you receive? The opposite of what it is that you're letting go. So let's say you are letting go anger. I am releasing this anger to receive kindness or peace or a solution that is applicable to my situation. That is forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person, but the other person will benefit. And this should bring you joy. Because as long as you are carrying around a grudge, a vengeance, desire on somebody else, you are really attracting it to yourself. As long as you are wishing well of others, you are bringing that onto yourself, right? So now that we know the definition and we have different examples of what forgiveness can look like or what situations are necessary to forgive, let's talk about how it is a journey other than or versus a concept. Okay? Sometimes when people are talking about forgiveness, they make it seem like it's a one-stop shop, as I said before in this video. Forgiveness should be applied every time you feel triggered, every time you feel compelled to be vengeful, every time you feel some type of reaction. Forgiveness should be applied. And what is forgiveness? Release, surrender, letting go. And I really like the word surrender because we are spiritual beings and we are able to tap in to the spirit of all, God, whatever you want to call this powerful energy that fuels us all. And in that energy, there is opportunity for us to advance, to learn, and to become all that this situation was preparing us for. When we stop at the lesson, we fail the test. But when you allow the lesson to teach you, you ace the test because now you know. So if we know that forgiveness is surrendering, then we know that it is a solution in itself that should be applied as often as we feel, as often as we're triggered, as often as we are reminded of the things that have hurt us. We don't have to be a victim or a hostage to hurt. Oftentimes we become addicted to our own misery because it becomes a character, a part of our character. We don't have to continue to bring that into our reality, bring that into our present. We can release it. We can let it go. We can forgive people. Even if our only reason is to make me feel better, I will still forgive you. Because I feel better when I can go outside and not be, mad at the world for something that happened years ago, months ago, weeks ago, days ago, hours ago. There is no time limit to forgiveness. It does not have to be immediate when somebody asks you for forgiveness. This is false. This is fake. This is phony. Forgiveness should be after you have been able to process and accept what has happened to you. Then you apply forgiveness. Because if you just go around willy-nilly just saying, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, oh no, it's fine, I forgive you, I forgive you, you are masking, you're not feeling. And in this experience of life, that's all that we are here to do, is to experience a range of emotions and to anchor ourselves in the ones that we desire. So if we desire there to be enlightenment and joy and peace, then we have to, by definition, let go of those things that are opposite. If we desire joy, we have to let go of sorrow. If we desire health, we have to let go of illness, illness of the mind, illness of the spirit, illness of the body, right? Forgiveness is that same token that you can cash in that will expedite and connect you to the source that is the resource. Because when you're surrendering, you're not just letting it go all willy-dilly. You're saying, there's something in this that maybe I can't see. I felt it, I have accepted it, but it still haunts me. I'm letting it go, and I'm committing and dedicating my mind power to being intentional, to releasing as often as I need to my connection, my addiction in some ways, and my reliance on this situation that this person, this place, or this thing has made me feel. That is so powerful. And it's something that can supercharge you to your purpose, to your prosperity, to your destiny. Because when we become anchored in the wrong things, we stay in wrong situations. But when we remove our anchor, when we set our sails, and when we advance towards where it is that we desire ourselves to be, we will find ourselves there. Not allowing baggage and unwanted passengers and detouring places to shift us. No, we remain focused. The joy of the Lord is my strength. That is where I desire to be. That is where my trajectory leads, and that is where I'm navigating to. And so it shall be. And forgiveness is one of those things, one of those tools that you can sharpen that will get you there. Now, that's not to say that you should go out looking for opportunities to just forgive, because that will kind of bring you into a different place that you may not want to be, right? If you're always looking for ways to forgive people. But when those situations appear, when they do come, when troubles come, when heartache is felt, know that this too shall pass. And when it passes, I will be better. And if I surrender, I will be able to be promoted into my prosperity. When I forgive, I am given freedom. Freedom to not have to think, not have to dwell, and not have to continue to stay in a place that has caused me pain. I am free to choose which emotion, which feeling, which experience that I enjoy. And I can perpetuate that in my mind so that that is where I reside. I do not have to be a victim when I can be a victor. I do not have to be in misery when I can be majestic. I do not have to be anything that is undesirable when I can have everything that I desire. And forgiveness is a portal, is a key, is a tool that we can leverage in order to reshape in the way we see life. What happens when we go through trauma, neglect or abandonment or abuse or whatever negatives in life, is that it affects us in a mental way, a spiritual way, an emotional way, and then that will bring forth physical ways, right? So what if we can demonstrate our power by intercepting when it hits our mental, so that we can feel it emotionally and be aware, right? Because that's where our consciousness is through our mental. We can be aware of the emotions, the energy and motion that is around us. Yeah. And we can then surrender, return it to where it came from, whatever method you want to do. There's other methods. So that it won't affect our body, our soul, our spirit. But what happens oftentimes is we allow it to take us all the way there. We're depressed, and that is a physical manifestation of something that has exalted itself in your mind. And I'm not saying that from just like theory. I'm saying that from being someone who has lived in depression and anxiety and these lower evils for a long time. But I have started to forgive not just others, but myself. And that's another point that I'm not even going to start to talk about right now because I'm running out of time. But forgive yourself. Apply everything that I have talked about in these last 20 minutes from other people, right, to yourself. If you want another shoe analogy, let's say you spill something on your favorite shoes. You can never forgive yourself. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Sometimes we want people to blame. You don't have to blame anybody. Sometimes you can be at fault of your own failure. Sometimes it is you who is causing your issues, your problems, but you still deserve grace. You still deserve to forgive yourself. You still deserve to be in the freedom of free expression and to experience how the situations that you have caused have made you feel, and then release and surrender those so that you can be able to receive things that are more desirable, and you are able to practice self-love, which will be a reflection of God's love, which is a reflection of all love, one love, right? So I think that I hit all of my points. I've defined it, I've given examples, I've given the way that I've been able to overcome it, which is just through repetition and of being aware of when these triggers, when the trauma tries to resurface. I don't push it down, be like, no, I don't want to deal with that right now. I let it be. I allow it to come up. I breathe my way through it. And then I say, you know what? This is not something that I desire to hold on to anymore. I release it, I surrender it, I let go. And then I change my focus to what it is that I do desire. And what that does is it kind of overrides it without submerging it. It allows it to come up. And then with that same energy, because energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transmuted, transformed, right? So I use that energy that obviously still dwells within me. I let it go. Look what happens. Now I can receive, and I receive what I focus my desire on. And so now I use that energy to take me to where I desire to go. Now, if I lost you on that last point, I can do a whole breakdown of that. That is called transmuting energy. And that is another tool that I have been able to strengthen over the years in facing my shadow and in facing traumas that have happened to me. And so I can do another video, but for now, I want to stay focused on forgiveness, the power of forgiveness, how to forgive, what forgiveness is. Examples, even if they are rudimentary, they still apply because I believe that they are broad enough that everybody can understand, but specific enough to show the complexities and how variations of forgiveness can be applied. All right. Be kind to yourself and allow kindness to catapult you into your healing, right? It is a journey, and anybody who is telling you that it's not is sadly mistaken. I wish there was a magic potion, but this is a magic remedy, because just like exercise, the more you work it, the stronger it will become, to the point where it will just feel like somebody is stepping on a dirty shoe. And it's not even if it is your most prized possession of a shoe, you will find it to release it, because then boom, you just seen on eBay there's a brand new pair and it's half off or something like that. You are able to receive better. I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to cut this off because I am a talker. But yeah, peace and blessings be unto you. I pray that this was helpful, and yeah, I'll definitely be making another video about transmuting energy, because I think that that's definitely necessary, and I'm feeling led to do that as well. But until next time, stay golden.